I'm Huon Hooke, and this is The Real Review. The wine we're tasting today is Peter Lehmann, Margaret, Barossa Valley Semillon, 2013 vintage. So the Peter Lehmann winery is not one of the older wineries in the Barossa. Peter Lehmann, of course, has quite a history himself in the Barossa Valley. He started off working as a young man at Yalumba, and then he went to the other side of Angaston town and joined Saltram, where he worked for many years, 60s and 70s. And in the late 70s, early 80s, he started a company called Masterson, which morphed into Peter Lehmann Wines, which built its winery in the outskirts of Tanunda, and the rest is history. They had big problems, of course, in their ownership in those days, because they had several changes of ownership. Ended up in recent times being owned by the Casella family, who I think are obviously an Australian family and doing a very good job building up a portfolio of great brands around the country. And I think Peter Lehmann Wines is in very good hands at the moment. This wine, the Semillon, was named after Peter's wife, Margaret. It's released as a mature wine, so they don't release it young. This is the 2013 vintage, so it's now it is 8 years old. And it's starting to drink in its prime, although it will go for many more years. But that's their philosophy there. It's a limited production wine. It's not big production, and it's released mature. So how does the wine taste? Well, for its age, it's a 2013. That is incredibly youthful looking colour. It's a very light yellowish green colour. It's still got that green tint of a very young white wine. And the nose is beautiful. It's starting to show the mellowness and the toastiness of a medium-aged Semillon wine. It's got a little toast, it's got a little smokiness, it's got some herbal character to it. Very typical Semillon, that herbal character. Lemons, I think lemon is the most often used descriptor when describing Semillon wines. And I think once I taste this, we'll find it's very lemony. It is indeed. Very crisp, delicate, refined, restrained, very intense, beautiful line to the wine. The line of the flavour goes from the beginning right through to the finish in an unbroken, seamless line, and just continues beautifully. Yes, there is a lemony flavour, the most dominant flavour, but there are herbal flavours and there's a bit of toastiness coming in. There are some really lovely flavours in there, and it's so young for its age. That's going to last for a very long time and give great pleasure as it ages. And how do we rate this wine, the 2013 Peter Lehmann Margaret Semillon? We rated it 93 out of 100, which is a very high silver ribbon score. And we've said drink it from now until 2030. So in other words, until it's at least 17 years old. I have no problem recommending that lifespan for this wine. It's very youthful, it's aging very slowly. And it's a bit sort of crystal ball gazing, but I think this wine will get even better with the next few years in the cellar if you can keep it for a bit longer. Buy half a dozen, drink one a year for the next 6 years. That's what I always say. That's a great way of monitoring and enjoying the way a wine matures. So, the food match. We always ask the winemaker to recommend a food match, and the senior winemaker at Peter Lehmann Wines is Nigel Westblade. Tim Dolan is his 2IC. Brett Smith is another winemaker there. There's quite a team at Peter Lehmann Wines. It's quite a large company. And they have suggested pan-seared scallops or baked snapper or roast chicken. So we've got 3 options there: pan-seared scallops, baked snapper or roast chicken. I tend to think the snapper would be just about the perfect thing to have with this. Chicken could go with something as richer and stronger, but I think snapper would, I reckon they'd all go well with this wine, but the fish would be my choice. So I think that's an excellent recommendation. Thank you guys, and good health.